He's the governor of a key battleground state who wields an increasingly influential voice in politics. And some believe he'll soon make a run for the White House. Pennsylvania's Josh Shapiro is in conversation with Norah O'Donnell.
You've been coming here your whole life.
Yeah, since I was a little boy, and actually sat right over there with my family every Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro says it's special to visit his longtime congregation, Beth Shalom Synagogue, in the Philadelphia suburb of Elkins Park.
Yeah, look at this, right here.
Oh,
He grew up coming here with his parents.
Dr. and Mrs. Stephen Shapiro.
There you go.
His father, a pediatrician, and his mother, a teacher and activist, inspired him into a life of service. But we learned it was also his mom's struggles with mental health that may have had the most impact on Shapiro.
There were moments where a switch could be flipped and there'd be a lot of yelling and a lot of chaos and a lot of tumult in the house, and you would just want to retreat to your room and try and escape it all.
You also write that you had a happy childhood and at points an unhappy childhood home.
Yeah.
It's something you've never spoken about publicly.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I wanted to share that, in part because I know there's a lot of other families out there that go through this kind of stuff, but in part I want my mom to know that for as difficult as our childhood was at times, for as difficult as I imagine hers was, you know, she really set me on this path of service in a way that, you know, I hope she sees some of herself in, and I hope she takes pride in.
The 52-year-old governor details his childhood and his decades-long career in a new book, Where We Keep the Light, out Tuesday.
Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and his family are safe.
The memoir begins with a deeply personal recounting of the arson attack on the governor's official residence in April 2025, while Shapiro and his family slept upstairs hours after conducting a Passover Seder.
I know your son Reuben asked if someone tried to kill your family because you were Jewish.
Yeah.
How hard was that conversation?
It was really hard. We had to have some honest, tough conversations with our kids about what political violence is all about and how it's designed to maybe target one person but affect a broader swath of people based on a particular characteristic, perhaps in this case, our faith. And look, it's a hard thing for a parent to have that conversation with their kid when they know in this business they can't necessarily guarantee that level of safety. What I really hope for every day is that kids stop having to worry about that, not just my kids, but all people have to stop worrying that violence is going to come to their community because of something they believe or who they voted for, or how they pray, who they love.
Less than a year earlier, President Trump had nearly been assassinated while campaigning in your state.
Yeah.
How has that political violence changed now how you carry out your work?
Nora, I think political violence has gotten worse in this country since Butler. And I think it is only going to get better when all politicians, all people, condemn it universally, no matter who's the target of it and no matter who carries it out. I don't care if you're a left-wing ideology, right-wing ideology, it should not be hard for us to say that it is all wrong.
This year, Shapiro is in the middle of a re-election campaign, but he's also considered a top contender to represent the Democratic Party in 2028.
Does the Democratic Party have a clear set of ideals?
I think the Democratic Party has a lot of clear ideals and wonderful values. Otherwise, I wouldn't be a member of this party.
But are they articulating in a way, in a national message that will win elections?
Yeah, I think folks are hoping that there will be one person every day who's going to go out and be the alternative to Donald Trump or be the voice of the Democratic Party. And that one person certainly does not exist right now. And that's okay, because there are wonderful Democrats who are governors, who are mayors, who are members of Congress, who are doing really good work every single day. And that work they're doing, I think, is helping shape and define the new generation of the Democratic Party.
Right now, Shapiro is watching closely what's happening in Minneapolis with the president's immigration crackdown.
Why do you think he's doing it?
The president claims it's all about safety.
What do you think it's about?
I think what the president's trying to do is show that he can be the dominant figure, that he can dictate behavior, whether we're talking about Minneapolis or Greenland or Venezuela. This president wants to try and show what he believes to be strength, that I think is a facade of strength, and ultimately a veneer of strength. And ultimately what he's doing is making people worse off, less safe.
What Governor Shapiro won't say is whether he will ultimately run for president himself.
Here's what I can tell you with absolute certainty. I want to be a part of the dialogue that helps shape us going forward into a party that can be one that helps people get a great education, that creates safer communities. I want to help build a Democratic Party that sees us as part of a world order, not going it alone. So yeah, I want to be a part of shaping that dialogue. And then ultimately from that dialogue that we have, there will be people who emerge who ultimately want to lead that party. And that's a conversation for another day down the road.